command center, the search center?
They have been, yes. They've been there and at the family home.
Have they issued a public plea for help?
They are working with the authorities in every way and cooperating with authorities in every way that they can. But right now, this is being treated as a child that is lost, and so they have appealed. They are allowing law enforcement to handle all of the appeals.
Right. Everyone, the tip line is 1-800-TBI-FIND, 1-800-824-3463. There are at least 28 registered sex offenders in just a 10-mile radius. Apparently, little Noah wanders off, walking through the woods with Grandma. Tonight, prayers going up in the search for 2-year-old Noah. Mark Klass, president, founder, Klass Kids Foundation. Mark, even when the dogs were brought in, scent dogs, no sign of Noah on that trail.
Nancy, I think a possible scenario would be that grandmother inadvertently spent more than a minute with her attention devoted to the little girl rather than the little boy, and that somehow he has fallen into a sinkhole or a well, or perhaps even been taken by a critter, a bear or something along those lines. The idea, though, that a sex offender would be trolling in the neighborhood and was somehow able to commit this crime, I think is pretty far-fetched.
I think it's far-fetched too, but I always remember, Mark Klass, the story of Shasta and Dylan Groney. If you will recall, a very remote home where a sex offender did break in, kill the whole family, and take Shasta and Dylan. Remember that? So it's not unheard of. I think your scenario is what happened, because I'm telling you, Mark, when I told you about John David, I seriously was reaching back, trying to get to the back of a road to get something, lotion or powder or something. Turn around, put it in, turn around. John David had run away. It was just that quick, maybe 45 seconds, a minute. So it can happen. But it seems to me, Keith Shirley, 101.5, if she looked around the area in the woods, she would have seen him. Maybe she was with a little girl 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and the child managed to get away and get lost. You said it's a very rugged terrain, Keith Shirley. Please describe it for me.
This is timber country. There are ruts, there are gullies, there are ravines. The land has, some of the land has been cleared for timber, other timber has grown back into place. So you have the timber refuse that's left. You have rotten stumps. You can be walking along. Sinkholes can appear where there weren't any. You can step down on a stump and it's rotted, and these sinkholes will drop down 12 feet or more in the ground. And then when they do, they go also out into lateral direction. So it's a very rough area, and it's a little bit confusing when if you imagine that I'm looking at you and then suddenly I look around and you're gone. It's not really that scenario. The children are out in when you say in the backyard, this is what the timbers are, what the backyard looks like, and there are trails through there. But then you're watching the children and they're running and they're playing, and so they're darting in and out. So there's not really a moment where you go, okay, I'm looking at you and now I'm looking over here. You're just watching children play, and at a point realize you haven't seen Noah come out, but you know where the last place you saw him was, and the grandmother specifically told them where the last place you saw him, and since off have confirmed that.
Oh, okay, Keith Shirley, listen, I grew up in timberland and playing out in the forest all day long, on weekends after school. I hear you, especially what you're saying about sinkholes. I mean, the grandma could look one way, then go take care of the girl, put a coat on her, whatever, and then not really realize the child is gone. No one is suggesting this grandma had any nefarious intent whatsoever. None at all, nor the parents. Not at all. Tonight, it is all about Noah Chamberlain, this 2-year-old boy, last seen wearing a gray shirt in blue jeans, out with grandma and 4-year-old sister playing in the woods behind the home. It's a very rugged terrain, timberland. Tonight, those temperatures plunging to 8 degrees.
Your heart loves